All this forces out sound barrier. Now they can use their own sound barrier and try and push on through.
Cole.
They're just not able to find any kills at the moment.
Second coalescence of the fight here for Violet. Did that one go? Nero comes out of duplicate, looking for assassin. Sticky bombs unleashed. Smurf will just struggle here, not looking for a kill, not committing to anything, just trying to sow some discord and some discombobulation if possible. And Mag actually went for the kill on Violet. He'd already burnt the fade. That's nicely done by the Justice. They look comfortable, Matt.
It's the point now. We'll go back to the Justices. They looked
Back away. Assassin, it's not even worth going for the kill on the Mini Diva. He'll just come out of duplicate with 100 HP left. Balanced. Here come the bombs though, Matt. Okay, Assassin goes down to FD. God, that trademark aggression for FD God pays off with a crucial pick off here. The Shock need to get control at this point one way or another. The timing on that sound barrier from FD God was just sublime. It keeps Striker alive and gives him a chance to heal him up. Smurf gets Primal just in time, but Striker goes down to the self-destruct. It's a 1-for-1, but the Shock have lost their Reaper.
Yeah, and they just lost their Moira as well. As this will be a self-destruct onto the point for San Francisco, but it is not looking good. You're going to have both supports back in the mix here for the Justice. They look to be putting away point one.
That's your overtime, and Striker's stuck behind a pillar there. The Washington Justice really coming of age in this June Joust metagame.
Assassin with a Moira duplicate here, so you're going to have Primal with another Coalescence and a sound barrier.
All right, they get overlaid. Cole is there. They keep Assassin alive as he's duplicated the Winston. Here comes the Death Blossom from Decay. He finds Violet and Striker. That's a jackpot for a Death Blossom in a meta that usually doesn't find too much because of defense matrix. Very nicely done. Nero copies Winston. Maybe if he copied Diva a little earlier, would have been able to shut Decay down. But no one's taken the point yet. It's still the Justice looking to win the fight.
Yeah, and they will. Choi should be able to make it out with his life as well. So
Mag playing close. That's a coalescence from Violet early, and the Justice try and disengage from it as much as they can, but they can't get Fury out alive. Coalescence still causing problems here for Washington, but the sound barrier thrusts Decay forwards, and they're able to snap Smurf up. Now it's actually the Shock on the back foot, despite getting the first pick in this fight. But Nero makes Assassin look like the city of Rome with the sticky bombs. He has to trade his life for Decay, though, who's going to be getting close to yet another Death Blossom, and the Justice still have control at this point. That's that Decay Death Blossom. It does create a lot of space and get rid of Troy Herbin's mech. Decay makes good on that as well. Follows up, gets the Mini Diva kill. Strike is forced away.
you use the Coalescence here at the end.
Copy the Diva. Not much you can do about Violet's Coalescence here except try and boop him so he can't get to the rest of his team. Two Divas, but no one to shut down the Death Blossom from Striker. That's Decay gone, and Fury also desuited. The Shock will be able to break back in here, Matt, at 89%.
Yep, players just trickle onto the point there for the Justice to try and hold, and with the ultimate
angle position to sort of ingress and make a Death Blossom episode happen.
And these players still kind of hanging out here for the Shock. Is you don't have Smurf here. I wonder if the Justice can take advantage of it. They're going to have a Coalescence and Death Blossom as Decay gets behind.
Oh, they weren't ready!
Oh!
Not even close to ready. Violet and Nero get absolutely riddled with holes as Decay springs forth from his hiding place. And that is a map 1 victory for the Washington Justice. The shot
like the Orisa with the Ashe, which set them up really poorly for their point B defense. Both of these teams realize that. The other is obviously good enough, and I think it's the Shock specifically, that the other team's good enough to take this and steamroll through B, and that's a tough one to lose. You have no way to disengage now from all of this damage. Losing FD God early.
Yeah, it's almost like they gave FD God just enough rope there. He was out in the open and gets hit with a sticky bomb, so good patience from the Washington Justice. And FD God, I like what he was doing there, Matt. He's kind of looking pretty disjointed by the end of that fight. Whereas San Francisco look a little bit more antsy. They're playing forward here. And again, they have Coalescence once more. Both teams do, so that sort of has been reset. And of course, the Diva duplicate here from Nero. Death Blossom, can he get anything here? Yes! Closes down, despite the presence of two Diva mechs, two defense matrices on the Justice. They cannot keep Striker quiet.
Now the Shock have gotten rolling. Look how far Smurf
isn't able to force a mistake from the enemy Winston there, though, and his sound barrier. Here's the fight. Self-destruct comes in over the top now, but Mag's already gone down. The sound barrier for the Shock lets him be just a little bit more aggressive. Then the Justice getting nothing from Fury. What? They commit? Whoa, 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 whoa! They're going in. Decay Death Blossoms gets nothing. What on earth am I watching?
So the Shock end up using Coalescence.
Oh, man.
I was going to say the Bebe pops his here. As they tried to fight that so hard, and then maybe there's something that like you're a little bit overconfident there where you think you can win it.
Maybe waiting for the beat. Close is going to go for it. He gets it. Smurf isn't on the Lucio at the time. I thought maybe he was trying to shut the Lucio ultimate down, but that's tough to do, I imagine. Here's a Death Blossom. Assassin! Assassin! He's low. Yeah, Fury couldn't keep him alive. Decay's going to try and reciprocate now, and he does get rid of Striker, but FD God's able to find the Reaper. 2-for-2 trade, though. Self-destruct catches Smurf, and the Shock create a bit of space with 2 bombs back-to-back. And that is huge for them. Gives them time to get Smurf back in the fight. He's just respawned now, and there's only a few seconds left for the Justice, and they've lost Mag.
And Nero's in a spot where the self-destruct comes in from Fury, and he wouldn't have been able to get out of the way. That's when he uses the duplicate to mitigate some of that
invulnerability
damage.
frames.
Decay TPs from behind, uses the Wraith form. That'll be a Coalescence as Fury will get on and keep continuing the point.
Decay removed by Striker here. Striker playing safe in the corner, out of the purview of that Coalescence as much as possible. And there's a duplicated Diva, but that just means more meat for Striker to grind. And there's a Wraith Walk here, so he'll just be able to skip away if he needs to. Assassin Remix removed immediately, of course. And the San Francisco Shock looking pretty good now. It's the classic Wrecking Ball cheese for Mag, but he gets away. And there it is. You know, I think it's something that fighting game players deal with a lot, or to talk about a lot.
See if they can kind of manufacture a pick early, the Shock. Turn things in their favor as Striker actually took an off angle a little bit from the side.
Oh, FD God.
Some extra damage into Mag, and that's going to force them back.
That was all the Lucio from the Shock there, Matt. A gigantic, like, 5-player boot forward by FD means that Bebe has to use his fade to get into the bunker, I think. So they just chase him down. That is sick Lucio play.
Yeah, Mag was just taking so much. Coalescence is on the table with a duplicate here for the Shock. All they need is 1 tick as well.
Clean fight, and they could break a record as well. Let's see Mag. Oh, he gets blown up. The focusing beam, even with the Coalescence in play, wouldn't have been enough. Bebe does get that Coalescence now. So how does he salvage the situation? First of all, he has to do nothing because of the self-destruct. Fury clearly didn't get the same hit, and the Shock already done. Wow. So not a great start for them at all. And now Nero playing safe for now. Not until he sees like a lowish health target as he try and go for the sort of the flight focusing beam combo. Smoke gets blown up in the front line here for whatever reason. Choi's not able to keep him alive. Mag gets traded here, so Nero finally finds that target. And Decay sees defense matrix and just Wraith walks away.
And that first kill there onto Smurf is huge. It may actually be the reason that the Justice are able to turn this. Because that was a big advantage for the Shock. It'll be a Death Blossom as soon as the D-Mech comes in here for Decay. Sound Barrier as well. Death Blossom here for the San Francisco Shock, as that'll be a self-destruct to clear the point there for the Justice.
Assassin able to find Striker after he gets one with the Death Blossom here, so this fight is far from done. Nero, self-destruct is going to be a Winston bubble there, but it's not really going to help the Shock as they lose FD God. Troy's back in the fight though with Coalescence in play. There might be something here. Another self-destruct from the Shock, but Fury goes down to Violet's Coalescence while he was out of his mech. He tried to go for his own Diva bomb, but he's not nearly as survivable as Echo. Echo just does Diva, but better right now, and Nero finds a perfect focusing beam pick on Decay in the front, and this will be the Justice forced away.
Decay has Coalescence, which is the positive thing here. So it'll be Fury who gets a touch. You might just see this Coalescence try to get primaled away.
Smurf's trying to force the C9. I think he sees the Coalescence and realizes he can't really stop Bebe from healing his front line. But there's enough time bought for Violet to get back in the fight. He actually had quite a walk to get back, based on how far back San Francisco spawn is right now. But he makes good on the amount of time that the Shock had to hold out in his absence. Decay is down. Nero's going to have a chance to duplicate here, but there's no Diva to duplicate. So he probably just holds onto it. Doesn't need to use it anyway, so that's fine. No harm done. Shock aren't exactly snowballing here, but they are... Okay, for a moment, trying to find FD God, who's very close to a sound barrier. So teleport forward. We've seen this on Ilios, if they don't know, they have no idea. Decay's going to go in there, not use the Death Blossom though. His plans get foiled a little bit by the Coalescence, I think. Violet's going to have that available, but doesn't have a chance to use it. Hold Death Blossom, he's done his job. And the call from Bebe comes out and gets 2. Any duplication probably deters San Francisco there with Smurf having been taken down by a bomb. Still, now it's going to mean that Nero has a duplicator. It's going to be a Diva, of course. He pursues Fury, tries to knock him back in formation with the rest of his team. Maybe make him more subject to Smurf's flailing fists as he has the Primal Rage right now. Nero was hoping to chase Assassin down, and he gets Bebe though. Violet just slurps Assassin as he flies a little bit too low to the ground. Nero focusing in gets closer, so he's happy to trade his life there. And that is a fight win, but the Shock are running out of time.
Not going to be able to go in and get one of those sneaky Death Blossoms.
Did I see this from Striker? Okay, Closer's able to just get away. He was knocked back by Smurf's dive into Striker's line of fire, so it could have been bad, real bad for the Justice. Striker comes out of Wraith Walk and didn't get a lot of healing in the meantime, so he's a fairly easy target for Decay, who works him down. And the Shock are happy with a quick fight. They might have another chance here, but they didn't have much to go on after getting very little early. Absolutely. Both main tanks, both Winston suffering from the self-destruct so far. There it is. Troy gets rid of Assassin. Oh, Assassin got, I don't know what happened there. Knocked back maybe into it. He's able to remech though, by the looks of things. And he's out of duplicate though, so back to the rest of his team. Here's where it gets serious. Violet's close to Coalescence. He lets it go instantly, and they get Mag. That's a huge bonus. A real layering of support ultimates here for San Francisco though. FD God doesn't use his beat in response to anything in particular, but I guess it's fine. The Shock have everything they need just to brute force this solution, Matt. It's not elegant, but rarely is it going to be in this meta.
For every tournament this year.
Okay, the Shock actually look like they want to be proactive here. They drop off the high ground. They voluntarily give up that position, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, this is the same type of play that the Justice did. Decay, he'll have to get out. CTP's in. He gets to one player low enough, and then Mag jumps in, finishes them off.
Nicely done. That TP play is looking pretty nice. There are a lot of teams that just sit there Reaper in the front line, man. Right? Sit him inside the defense matrix.
Kind of get by putting that pressure on. Mag will come back. The Justice will be at full strength. You're still missing Nero, I believe, for the Shock.
Yeah, he's like a transatlantic flight away from the Shock still. Still, if they buy time, they might be okay. This is a good start. Decay tries to exacerbate the numbers deficit by going for a Death Blossom. They'll have to settle for a kill on Smurf, but that's Shokyobin from the sky. Decay and Mag looking like smears on the ground. And the Shock get to re-establish this forward shot.
So they'll just force the Shock back a bit, yeah.
Okay, Bionic Orb there, sent out. Looked like another damaging one from Bebe. Definitely wakes up and chooses violence every day. And here's that Primal Rage for 2 Winston. So Smurf wants to hit that back line. Mag made it costly for him, and Decay just blows him up.
So Decay, I mean, does a great job just turning, getting rid of Smurf. Now the cleanup coming on through. This is the fight that Washington needed. Wraith touched the bomb.
Decent target for Reapers to snap up. It's not unheard of for Reapers to actually take down Echoes in those scenarios. Great D-suit there. The Coalescence is too slow to keep choice. Mech alive, and now you can party with the Death Blossom. Oh. And of course, San Francisco, I mean, they have no choice, Matt. That's not C9. There's a Death Blossom with no Diva Mech. What are you going to do? They have no duplicate either.
Yeah, because they disengaged. Yeah, because they move away. Well, they try and speed boost away from it. Nobody.
Oh, Baby respects the radius of Death Blossom there. Knows, of course, from Volskaya that he can still get blown up during that ultimate. Okay, passing glance at Nero.
Stood sound barrier, though.
He got taken down by Mag's Primal here. Troy's out of the picture. This is looking so good for Washington. Nero duplicates some micro rockets and, yeah, gets rid of Fury. Bebe has Fade. He's just not really feeling pressed right now. Goes over the remeching Diva. Uses the vending machine to avoid that damage. And there's the case Blossom. This is looking good for the Justice, man. A couple more of these, and they're going to be finishing them out with plenty of time.
The only bad part is they let Violet live throughout this entire time. This will be a Death Blossom that comes in from Assassin. So, Coalescence comes out, but he's not able to get around the corner and get an eye on Smurf. So Smurf won't be able to get any value out of it. Choi will, for the Shock, luckily, get a self-destruct that goes onto the card. Clear things out, but Sound Barrier and Coalescence available here for the Justice.
Jamie doesn't layer those support ultimates as well. He'll wait out the Sound Barrier perfectly, and the timing is just right to save Assassin's life. Nero's gone down. That's a Death Blossom there for Striker. That's always going to be ill-fated. With so much still available for the Justice to use defensively, it was never going to be a factor. FD got slurped, and oh my, the San Francisco Shock. You can't be happy about this. The Justice and Decay primarily
stay here pretty safely. They're not going to come over the top of the card to try and finish.
Baby's way ahead on Cole, Matt.
Negan Yeah, they can build Coalescence, yeah.
Baby, way ahead of Violet. Might be a window here for the Justice.
Mag just needs to
They're going to go now. Okay, here's the Cole. They keep Mag up, Matt, like you said. And Fury's alive. Violet getting close to Cole, but he doesn't get it in time to keep Smurf alive. There it is. The timing. That's everything there, and it gives the Justice their second. Coming Glister now will get himself into like a real flank position.
And I mentioned as well like what this series means for the Shock per se. So if they're able to win the series, which obviously the only way it's possible is 3-2, that would actually, if they win, that would keep them in second place going into the June Joust, as you see the cleanup kills coming in here for the Shock. If they lose the series, pretty unfortunate.
Well, bear in mind that this is a composition that puts Violet back on the Baptiste here, which is definitely going to be a weapon that the Shock weren't able to leverage in the Moira comps. You see the point they're taking there. Still the Justice decide they double down. Amplification Matrix used there by both Violet and Bebe. Well, definitely looks better for the Justice. Looks better in red, apparently.
Yeah, they ended up do take the point, though, so...
Oh, I mean, this is nasty. Sticky Bombs here would look really good. His Supercharge is down, and Dragon Strike claims FD God.
Yes, Decay shoots it from the stairs through the building where the Supercharger is, and Decay will get a second player. And this should be a hold coming in for the Justice, as see some different compositions played, as Closer towards the end of this uses Valk in the opposing team's base by the bridge. As you have Super fighting on the cart, little Orisa 1v1, as players now are just scattered everywhere. But Nero gets with his main tank, able to take out two. Super's going to get one. This will get the cart moving again. So I wonder, Assassin ends up dropping down trying to fight that. I wonder if the right play was to just keep picking damage, right, just from afar as players start to move towards the choke. As Dragon Strike come in for Decay, doesn't get anything, tries to split them off a little bit, as this will be the Shock getting the second point.
Nero's getting a lot of value in this map so far. Duplicates a Orisa here. The Supercharger will actually persist for a couple of seconds after he drops out of this duplicate, so it's pretty high value.
Amp Matrix, Valkyrie, but it'll be Decay who takes out Nero with a headshot. Can you even get that res? You do, so you need a shield from Super to get it. It's going to force you back a little bit and drop Bob down.
I mean, Decay gets a pinhole shot there against Violet. There's no Resurrect available here for the Shock either. Despite the fact that they get rid of Fury early, this might still be a tough one for San Francisco. No Baptiste available, so FD God pops that Valk, and Fury is resurrected. With Super down, I think that's probably all she wrote here for San Francisco. Yep.
Well, but because of the pickoff,
does not connect. Fury not able to interrupt the ultimate. Or is he? Well, it seems like the Justice aren't too bothered by Gravitic Flux looking at the health bars. That one, though, hits a little harder. Choi takes a bit of damage on its way down. Nice Dragon Strike. This is going to force the Shock to split, but Nero's inside the Immortality Field. Decay's down, Matt.
And the Immortality Field is so good there from Violet as Nero turned into the Orisa. Gets behind a few players. I mean, that Immortality Field from Violet is at such a perfect time because Mag is the Shock finish at 135. Mag lands a halt with... And then they have their Orisa Sigma going around the side as you see the angle that Glister going for here.
I mean,
very far out.
Not much to be done here, right? Decay peeks that because he's unhinged. Still, so he's not doing much at this time in Super.
That is... it's a good read, yeah. So they know that the Orisa Sigma are trying to take high ground. They know where a Sigma ended up moving with Decay over towards that high ground area on the other side. They know they have an opportunity where they see just the Echo Mercy in front of them, and it's a really good halt by Super that sets it up.
Okay, Amp Matrix for both teams, and there's a flanking attempt there. Choi Kyobin's going to get the Immortality Field and kept alive. Now Super, though, doesn't have it for him. Oh, the placement there was a little off from Violet. He wanted to keep his Sigma alive, but he loses his Orisa.
That is tough, as we'll see Nero drop here at the end. You will have a Supercharger. The Supercharger that was dropped is Nero.
Plenty of shield for him now. Amp Matrix halt, though. There's going to be a setup here, I think, with another Amplification Matrix from the Shock. Hard to miss this Gravitic Flux here. Super doesn't have Fortify, can't get out of it. Assassin takes him down, but 4 players were involved in that kill. Fury just trying to grind his way forward, and there's the res again. Great timing, but Decay punishes FD God for bringing Super back into the fight. Another on Violet, heads are rolling, and Decay's the dealer of death.
They have to be able to get this here. I mean, if Glister popping shots from range, it's not good enough. It's finally the Justice get the payload over the line. Shields there for Glister.
Immortality field.
Yeah, I was going to say, he may get flanked, yeah.
Assassin was on top of that one like moss on a rock, Matt. Did not give him a moment to breathe. Violet ends up being the one that gets hit most of the sticky bombs, and that was a short-lived stint as Sigma, wasn't it? Nero just blows Assassin up.
Last is second is Sigma, and then even quicker taken out on the Echo. He's going over the top. This is an Ant Matrix from Bebe, just trying to force players inside, split them up. They split up the tanks. The Super was forced to one side there for the Shock.
Okay, so Ant Matrix now from the Shock. Violet, this is his time to shine. Halt, great setup. Nero duplicates, offers what Super would have otherwise. Decay's forced away, doesn't have a chance to go for a Deadeye, but still gets the kill on Violet. It's rezzed immediately, but Troy goes down in the interim. Assassin's brought back into the fight, and again the Justice, by hook or by crook, they will have this second checkpoint, Matt.
And because of where the Justice are setting up and the fights are taking place, you haven't gotten a ton out of the Widow. It's really been towards the end of these fights where maybe you can make something now if you're the Shock, is this will be the Gravitic Flux. This will connect with Fury, and you're going to take him out.
Assassin got caught in a Flux. It didn't look like it because he was flying around, but he takes enough damage, I think, hits the ground, and it's just a body shot from Glister to get the job done. That's rough. Matt forced. And there goes the Bongo with a slam poetry session here for Super. Air Matrix in the way, he body blocks some of it, but not too much. Decay's Deadeye gets interrupted by an accretion from the high ground. The Trebuchet Trichoban silences the McCree from the backline, but Decay won't be stifled. He gets rid of Nero, takes a couple hits from Glister, still has the cojones to peek that left side. Bebe, though, not so lucky. Glister now starting to fire up, and there's no healing left for the Justice, Matt. This is dire straits for Washington. Even a good Gondola pilot, it's not going to get them out of them. Decay gets a third. It's Assassin this time. Batiste's in play, and the regenerative burst helps keep Trichoban fighting fit. The overtime is done, and San Francisco claim Rialto. Respond here. How do we force some positioning if you're either team right now? You see both Divas at work while the calls are in play, just to try and knock people out of formation. No opportunities there, so Assassin now gets that duplication. So does Nero. Divas are copied, and Nero gets into the backline. There's a sound barrier here, but Nero desuits.
Oh, and the sound barrier comes in for closer just at the final moment. It looked like potentially wasn't going to have it, as Nero still has Diva. That's going to be a kill onto Mag there from FD God, but Smurf goes down at the hands of Decay. Decay and Assassin coming up big at the end.
Troy gets caught by that bomb, and he's going to trade at least with Fury. The timing not great. If you know this is Diva, you bomb second. You're in great.
Coalescence almost gets FD God there. It gets quite low. This will be the Coalescence here for Violet. So the Justice want to try and just disengage, and that's going to be Striker with his Death Blossom taken out there by Decay.
Yeah, Decay just shoots him in the face, Matt, while he's trying to blossom. That's huge. Smurf down as well.
Decay with the Ray. I mean, it's just he is so scary to play against.
Unclear if the Justice know he's here, so he drops down now without really knowing what's below him and finds very little. However, Decay gets Nero with his Death Blossom. It's a 5v5 right now with a Duplicator Diva in play for Assassin. Smurf has a Primal Rage, and he uses it to stay clear of the blast zone for the time being. Mag is taken down as he hits the ground, and remember, the Shock is still in charge of the point right now.
And they're going to use the Coalescence, and it's
not
just
good.
Assassin here with Decay. And now you have Fury coming back. As this is really risky. You're going to lose Closer here, too. So the walls go up, and I mean, maybe they just feel that Fury and Decay are enough to win it, as Fury will take out two.
Yeah, Bebe goes for the ult. Decay was in a dangerous spot on that right-hand side, close to the edge. Oh, Nero! That's huge.
Oh, he dies.
That's it. Nero brings the mech straight back down, and still the Shocker in charge of the point. Nero eventually going to fall, but Striker and Smurf are back in the fight. And they'll stall for as long as they can. Coalescence for Violet, by the way. This has all gone wrong for the Justice. They have to disengage immediately.
Rage. All they'll have is the Fury self-destruct and a primal of their own.
Cole online, here it comes. Straight away, the flight cooldown for Assassin has to be used to go backwards and get him out of the fight. He'll need to wait before going aggressive with that gigantic. Both Moiras are down. This is getting dicey here. Only Lucio's left for the healing for both teams, and FD is taken down by Mag. It's a trade though. Joy is there. Mag and Fury are both down, and there's no front line left for the Justice. They got to find a way to stay in the fight without that durability. They can't. The Justice come close, but close don't cut it here.
The point here, they want to take this fight right to him. Hey, gets right up in Violet's grill.
FD does so well at just creating the spacing there for Violet. Gets him Cole early as well. Baby doesn't have it for another 5%. Can he get it quickly enough? No, Mag's down again. It's the Coalescence charge time difference. They may decide this fight. Nero's removed by Decay though. He waits for him to float close enough to the ground. And the Justice get a later Cole.
As well.
That's huge, Matt. Death Blossom's here as well, but it won't be needed.
It's just they're never, when we're on board with Decay. Right here in the neutral for a bit.
Nero, FD constantly looking for Decay. Where's that Reaper? Where is he? I've got to boop him away. That's a trade. So Smurf are going aggressive, getting rid of Assassin, gets taken down by Beyblade. There's a self-destruct there as well, compounding the issue. Striker is AWOL. Decay removes him right now, and I think that had to be a fade from Violet to get away from Mag, and it looks like Mag's happy enough with that. He just doubles back, gets rid of FD God, and this is a 73-0% lead for the Justice.
It's like, I feel like the difference here has really been, the Decay on the Reaper has been tremendous for the Justice. And I think you've also seen Nero play really well on the Echo, but man, just the difference I think with the Reapers, like Striker's got to get more value here in this final match.
It's go time. The Shock know they have to win this next fight. Nero's going to copy the Diva, and Decay is actually in a pretty safe position. He uses Wraith Walk, he gets away. He'll have to TP in to have impact, but it's up to the Shock to test this point. There it is, great boop. Another one from FD God, puts Decay off course and prevents him from finding anything with that Death Blossom. Striker doesn't even have to do him one better because Decay was removed by FD God himself. San Francisco, great timing to come back into the fight. And a great boot from FD God to protect them from the Blossom damage.
To take the fight here.
The Justice are an open book, but doesn't matter if you don't know what the ending's going to be like. I guess Mag taken down by the self-destruct there. Choi's able to find him. That's just huge. Decay tried to get in position, immediately got to be countered by Choi Kyobin, who just boosts for the high ground, knocks the Reaper out of position. Assassin copied a Winston's able to get rid of Smurf with the Primal. And FD God goes over the map here. Now things get dicey for San Francisco. They have to try and stay in control, but they don't have the players to do it. The Justice so close to making this a round 3, map 5 scenario. Death Blossom there is going to force away the enemy Reaper. Striker can't stay on the point. And I don't think Smurf is going to last much longer either. He doesn't get the Primal Rage. And there it is. We have a third round here on Busan.
Striker has his Death Blossom. Yeah, like we mentioned, you win this if you're the Shock. That's not good. You lose FD God right away. Can't even disengage now. As you see the punishment coming here from the Justice. You lose this map if you're the Shock. You fall to the third huge thing tomorrow.
Here's the early trades that bring Coalescence. Smurf low, Fury even lower, gets topped up. Copy here of a Moira, extra healing, okay. Whether that was intentional or not, the Justice going to have themselves another Coalescence at this rate. No, Sticky Bobs. Striker's there with the Death Blossom. And he gets Mag at the end there. Look, I've got to say, my favorite character is definitely the Reaper guy. Very powerful.
Use the sound barrier to keep everybody else alive.
Okay, that works. Getting rid of Violet there is absolutely massive. I mean, it's one bad thing to not have a Moira in the fight. It's even worse to not have a Moira generating Coalescence. Smurf goes down. There's just not enough healing to deal with all of this attention that the San Francisco Shock are getting. They still control the point for now, though, so this is extra percentage they're gaining. And Striker takes Mag down. Is there a chance now with Violet back in the fray to do something with this? It's possible, Mag.
Yeah, it's possible because you have Smurf coming back from the spawn. It'll be Striker who takes out Assassins. He's getting close to a duplicate. Yeah, you're in a spot where you hold on to this.
Oh, what a wild
You're
ride!
San Francisco. That is a wild turn of events. As the original dive, you have a duplicate here. They got to go quick. This will be Coalescence for the Justice. Sound barrier response for the Shock.
Yeah, FD God played passively at the start of that fight. You saw that, Matt. because he wants to get a guaranteed beat. He doesn't want to risk dying because they have to buy time for Violet to get this, the Coalescence. And they've done that perfectly. So even though Bebe had that ultimate and the shock didn't, the sound barrier gets him through those stormy seas, and our Striker's going to cause a stir of his own. Decay taken down by the skilliest of skill orbs from Violet, and with Mag going down, this could be it. The Justice at 77, but they can never get quite back on the point. The Striker back again. 2 for the Reaper. And now it's just stall. Assassin going to come in on a Diva and try and stay alive, but Close has already been taken down. He will be desuited. No chance for a bomb. Mag's going to try and come in on the Wrecking Ball. He needs to get this touch. Assassin doesn't get to the point, and Decay has to use Wraithwalk aggressively. He knows his goose is utterly cooked. Striker chases him back into the corner, but also has to use his own Wraithwalk. It doesn't matter. He comes out of Wraith, kills Mag. Here's another Coalescence for Violet. So much healing for him in this fight now, but it's damage he's interested in right now. Ending the stall is paramount, and Decay falls to the second Coalescence for Violet in the space of this one fight. That should be enough, but Closer gets on the point. Briefly is the Lucio. It's short-lived though. San Francisco lock up that crucial second place.
That was too close, I think, for comfort. If you're the Shock, is the Justice they've really shown. A space earlier mentioned this is a team that he felt was the most underrated right now, and they play like it. I mean, you do not know what the Justice.